Me.
What's going on, guys? My name is Tuimi, and today we are going to be ranking the sea vehicles from Skylanders Superchargers. This is a ranking video of all the sea vehicles, and there are only 5 of them, so I guess it's also a top 5 list, but I'll be ranking them worst to best. Just keep in mind that this video is entirely based on racing sea vehicles and racing in general, because that is the only aspect of Superchargers that I play. I do not like the main game at all, and many of my subscribers already know that. So the only thing I play is the racing, and that is what I am basing it off of. If the sea vehicle is better in the main game, I'm sorry, but I'm only basing it off of racing. So with that out of the way, let's get started. And the worst sea vehicle is going to go to the Soda Skimmer, which belongs to Big Bubble Pop Fizz. I just don't like this vehicle. This vehicle is slow, hard to maneuver, and it just doesn't look good. It looks atrocious. The main thing about this vehicle is its attacks are pretty unique. So the first attack is called Alchemic Admixture, but the main thing is the second attack, which is called Shake and Change, and what this does is it changes the first attack. So the first attack, we have the blue potion, and the blue potion, it's kind of like a bomb or grenade. It shoots slowly and does a lot of damage but not a lot of range. Then we got the green potion, and then the green potion will shoot much further and has better range but doesn't do as much damage. And then we have the third potion, which is the yellow potion, and that shoots short range sprayed kind of attack, lots of spread. The main thing is I don't really like any of these attacks, and that's the problem. I feel like the second attack is a complete waste. All it does is change, and none of his moves are that great, and the speed and things like that is not great either. So yeah, Soda Skimmer, I'm sorry, but you are at the bottom of my list. Alright, the next vehicle on this list belongs to the Dive Bomber, which belongs to Diveclops. I really wanted to like this vehicle. I think it looks so cool, and I love how the actual figure, you can twist the top and it makes the little, I don't know, propellers move. I just love that and how the vehicle actually looks. But again, this is based on how well it does in racing, and it's okay. It's not a terrible vehicle. There are just much better vehicles that'll be on this list. But let's go over the attacks. So the first attack is called Twin Torpedo Tubes, and it's pretty simple. It just launches torpedo. It's a pretty okay attack. My main thing is it just doesn't shoot out that much. It's not a great rate of fire. The second attack is called Deep Sea Sonar, and what it does is it sends out this big sonar wave, and it supposedly tracks all the people that it hits with the sonar, and then the torpedoes track them. The only thing in racing is that people are moving around so much that I didn't find the sonar to be really effective whatsoever. I thought the torpedoes shot out just fine regardless of whether you had done the sonar or not. So I never used it, and again, I thought it was a complete waste of a second attack. So I just didn't really like that. And the other thing too is this vehicle doesn't handle that well. So because of those reasons, the Dive Bomber is the second to worst sea vehicle on this list. Let's go on to the next one. And for the middle ranking on our list, I'm giving this to the Splatter Splasher, which is Splat's vehicle. I will say that I do love Splat because she actually has a interesting scent to her character. I recommend that you just smell her character if you haven't done so already. My subscribers made this known to me, and now she is one of my personal favorites. But anyway, we're talking about her vehicle and not her. So let's get to her vehicle, the Splatter Splasher. I think it looks fine. Personally, I think the Dive Bomber looked a little better, but again, this isn't about looks. This is how well it does in racing. And her attacks are okay. I think her attacks are better in the main game, but again, I really don't judge this list on the main game. It is completely judged on the racing. So let's get into her attacks. So her first attack is called the Oiled Ink. And what this does is it paints people, and it really doesn't do a lot of damage. I really didn't use it that much. So let's talk about her second attack, which is called Inkling Inceptor. And I think this is copying Splatoon, but whatever. So the Inkling Inceptor, what it does is it summons like demons to go and attack people that you fire it at. The thing is, I think this attack would be much better in the main game because you can just send these demons out to go and attack a boss or something like that. But in case of racing, it doesn't really work all that well because you shoot it out and then you're usually gonna miss, and then the guys are, you know, just sitting there attacking nothing because the person's already Speedy Gonzales out of there. But if you do hit them, it's a great attack. So, but the vehicle itself's very fast, and I like that about it. It's good for racing, but yeah, it's just the attacks could be better. If you master them, I think they could be really effective, but yeah, I'm not gonna do that. So let's move on to the next one. And for the second best vehicle on this list, it is going to go to the Reef Ripper, which belongs to Deep Dive Gilgrunt. I know Crash the Skylands is not gonna like this placement, but hey, this is my list and not his. Anyway, let's go over the Reef Ripper. I think it's a okay design. There's nothing wrong with it. Looks like a fish that's a submarine. Kind of reminds me of the Nautilus from 20,000 Leagues, if any of you know what that is. Anyway, let's get into its attacks and stuff like that. Alright, so his first attack is called Ocean Upheaval. I hope I pronounced that right. And what it does is it shoots a trident at people. It's, you know, pretty standard attack. And we got the second attack, which is called Electrify the Tail, and it shoots out electricity to attack people nearby. The first attack is pretty good. I will say that the second attack is a little hard to use because you're not always close to people in racing, but when you are, it's a super effective attack. Again, I don't have anything to complain. I just liked another vehicle better. It's a pretty decent vehicle. Good job, Deep Dive Gilgrunt, for keeping that up. Anyway, let's go to our number one pick. If you guys know process of elimination, you should already know what it is. But anyway, here we go. And for the best sea vehicle, I'm giving it to the Sea Shadow, which belongs to Nightfall. I honestly think my name for this vehicle is better. In one of my videos, I called it the Submanta. I think that just makes way more sense, but again, I don't work for Toys for Bob. But anyway, let's go over this vehicle. I think this vehicle is completely gorgeous. It really stands out compared to all the other ones, in my opinion. And I just love the look of it, the customization of it, and it just looks so cool. I wouldn't want to mess with this thing. Let's get into the attack. So the first attack we got is the Abyss Cannon, and it basically summons a darkness orb that will track down your enemies and kill them. Great for racing and taking people out. Awesome attack. And then we also got the Luminescent Launcher, and what this does is it sends out a vortex, and you can also shoot the vortex with the first attack, and it will pulse with even more damage. Overall, just fantastic attacks. I always am able to just annihilate people and wipe them off the board while racing, and I just love it. Overall, wonderful vehicle. Also, super maneuverable, super fast, really great vehicle. I can't say enough about how awesome this vehicle is. So go ahead and get yourself the Sea Shadow if you want to do some underwater racing right there. But anyway, that is my list of all of the sea vehicles. You can imagine that I will be doing the sky vehicles next, so stay tuned for that video. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Let me know in the comments how you would rank the sea vehicles, because, you know, obviously if other people think differently, that means I am wrong. But hey, it's all fun. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. See you guys later. Goodbye. Before I go, I would like to give a huge shout out to my Psyduck gods, where we got Skylanders Dude, Ignite the Fire, and Jackcraft 7. I'd also like to give a shout out to my Power Rangers, where we got Blue and King Toast. And I would also like to thank all of my Gusto Cult members. I am so blessed by the generosity of all of you. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful day.